How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Craft Beer Corner. I'm your host, James Larson from 94.1 KRNA Radio. We broadcast right here in downtown, beautiful Cedar Rapids, Iowa. As always, I am joined with Drew Knutson from the Mellow Mushroom.
Hello.
Drew has how many taps down there at your bar?
74 on
74
tap,
taps over here. He's got a few less taps at his house. Mr. Kirk Hayden from Metro Studios.
Afternoon.
Good to see us all back in the studio again. We've had guests before. We've been on the road, but now it's just finally us three again. It reminds me of just a couple nights ago. We were having a couple of drinks, responsibly as always. And Kirk over here started telling a few dirty jokes, and then you added in, I finally had to leave. I was appalled. I had had enough, but it brought a good segue in to what we're talking about, Drew, and this was your idea. Let's talk about three beers with some kind of funny names to them.
Well, yeah, having 74 beers on tap, and if you're ever, I'm going to give them a shout-out, El Bait Shop there in Des Moines.
Yeah, I love them.
260-some beers, bow to the king, bow to the king. A lot of people know who they are. So it's really when you have that much quote-unquote noise, how do you get somebody's attention? Obviously you're going to look through your styles of the style. He's going to go, Kirk, we know, going to go straight to the IPA style.
Right away.
And you've learned enough about craft beer, you're probably going to start in
with a Bud Light
style.
Or something. Oh, or an ale style. Yeah,
exactly. So, but what I see all the time is everybody gets within their style, but they'll always go to that fun name or that popular name. So, I've got three on tap here that I thought was pretty fun, and we're going to talk about them.
All right, and Danielle, I know this is it's an all ages show, so stop me. So get your dump ready here. So the number one beer, it's a Hefeweizen. It's a Fox Cluster Fuchs. Did I say that? It's a Cluster Fuchs.
Yeah, it's a cluster. We play on name. You're gonna have some fun with that one, Kirk. We should have Kirk say that 3 times real fast, maybe.
Do it.
No, I'll be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
So Brian Fox out of Des Moines, he does such a great job down there in Des Moines with Fox Brewery. Obviously, he's the owner. Fuchs is German for fox. So he had a lot of fun with the play of Cluster Fuchs. We all know where that's going.
And by the way,
I think you misspelled it on my sheet intentionally.
Right.
I might have.
We assume what he says is correct, so you might want to check Wikipedia. But when you think of Hefeweizen, do you know what a Hefeweizen is? I know we've sampled Hefeweizens, but true, disclaimer here, I don't remember what a Hefeweizen is.
I do, and I'm not a fan of them.
Ooh, Grumpy Pants is back.
Yeah.
Grumpy Pants is back in the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, but I like it because of the name. And 3.5 out of 5 on Untappd, so it's holding up. Not bad. Not bad.
Most cluster Fuchs, most Hefeweizens will have a /bitter /sour taste. It's an acquired taste for most Hefeweizens. Brian did a great job of balancing this beer, and you don't get that at the end. You get that wheat flavor that a Hefeweizen's supposed to have in the front, but it has a lot smoother finish than probably any other Hefeweizen you'll ever drink.
Way smoother.
I like it. And we'll come back and rate them when we're done. But number 2 here, it's kind of an interesting name. The Twisted Vine, What a Juice Bag. Is that what that's supposed to say? What a douche?
No.
I'm sorry. What a juice bag.
What a juice bag.
No, he intentionally misspelled it again
on his sheet. I think you got something against Grumpy Pants over here. But
we're talking about fun beer names. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So this is an American IPA right into Kirk's wheelhouse here at 6.6 ABV. And yeah, the obviously they put a lot of citrus in this beer. And so, you're talking about juice. And so they had some fun with that name. And oh my gosh, could you not say that all day? I'll take what a juice bag.
Yeah, I'll have what he's having.
I'm just telling you, Drew was talking to me on the phone one day about this, and I said, first of all, quit talking dirty to me. And secondly, I said, do you have this on tap? And he goes, yeah. Was I not at your place on that Friday night?
You were.
I bellied up to the bar. My wife was sitting next to me, and I said, we'll have 2.
Yeah.
And then I had to think about it. What a juice bag.
Yeah. And, if you slip up at a bar, who's really going to, say something?
Especially your bar down there, the Mellow Mushroom, located in Coralville.
But it's fun. It's fun. I mean, it stands out because of its name.
Right.
I look at this beer, and the Twisted Vine folks, they're out of Des Moines, Iowa as well. When you think of an IPA and the bitterness finish, not strong, but the bitterness finish an IPA is supposed to have, I think they nailed it on this beer. I think this is just as solid as a quote unquote traditional IPA can be.
Right, because we've been talking so much in the space about the Northeast New England style IPAs.
Kind of forget where the IPA started.
You forget, hey, what happened to all that bitter note that I like in my beer, because it's kind of being overshadowed by the citrus hops. And it's like, oh, this is so nice to go back to.
Right.
You know?
And Kirk, you run a marketing company. You market products and goods for all kinds of businesses, not just here in the corridor, but all over the country. There's so many different craft beers out there, so many different styles. To me, sometimes they can all blend together. So how important is it to have a name like that? A name like What a Juice Bag, a cool-looking glass, or a cool-looking bottle, or whatever. How important? Tap handle. Yep. How important is that?
Oh, it's incredibly important, because at the end of the day, you think about what we know as beer for the first how many hundreds of years, whatever.
Give me a Bud.
Bud Light. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing
Budweiser.
ever stood out to you. It's a blue can, a white can, whatever. Daily, companies, breweries now are coming out with trying new styles of beer, new names. They've got to do something catchy.
New
to
flavor mixes,
absolutely.
the lemons, the lemon berries.
Putting Tricks and Cheerios and cake and all kinds of. I mean, think about it. It's crazy, but it gets people to try it and go, well, that's different, or that caught my eye or my ear. That's where it's at now.
And I grew up in Minnesota, just a mile from the South Dakota border, and we grew up, and you're going to really hate this, Kirk, drinking Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. Now, besides the steel can going to aluminum, nothing changed, but I remember one thing, Drew, I think you're going to remember this, when the Old Milwaukee Light can went from red over to blue, and we couldn't believe it. The cans are blue. We were underage at the time, okay, but we were still getting our beer fix. But little things like that, and you remember marketing. I know,
how about
exactly.
That? How about I remember my dad's first Schlitz can, where it was the
steel cans where you peel them open.
And then we went to the pop top, and everybody hated the pop top because there was nothing to throw out the window.
Yeah,
and nothing to step on and cut your foot.
All right, last beer.
All right, last beer, and
careful now.
Reminds me of an ex-girlfriend I had not too long ago, actually. It's a double IPA, and it's a Kelowna Hot Mess. Love the name of this. I'm ready to sample this guy.
Name, Danielle,
she's our camera operator and producer. She's kind of smiling back there behind the lens. But what do you know about the Hot Mess out of Kelowna? And wait, that's the beer, right? You're not talking about anybody in particular.
We're talking about the Kelowna Hot Mess. Yeah, they're down there south of Iowa City, down there. And Danielle's going to get a nice shot. Look at the color difference in these beers that we had today. But Kelowna Hot Mess, south of Iowa City on Highway 1, Kelowna, Iowa. Yeah, it's the double IPA, 8% ABV, and it is it's a handful of a beer.
Yeah,
it really is. You can definitely tell right away it's a double IPA.
And you could be a hot mess if you had too many of these in a short amount of time and not enough mellow mushroom pizza.
Nice, James.
Hey, before we get back to that, you brought in a glass of water for all of us, and technically we're supposed to be cleaning our palates before and after.
I did.
I didn't do that because I'm just a guy. You saw me the one show we did. I mixed them all together, and you just shook your head and you walked out of the studio. But do you do that? Do you try to cleanse your palate with water before switching them up?
I'm probably not as good at that as I should be, because I will go in a setting. Let's say I start with an IPA or whatever, and maybe I divert off to a lager or something like that. I don't do anything to cleanse my palate. So that's why I think, and you brought this up on another show, you got to give it a few tastes.
Right, yeah.
You got to get that taste in your mouth, the finish and all that, before you can judge.
Yeah, so if you dislike a beer, James, you do this all the time.
I just did it today. I'm glad he said that. I did it with number 2, because I was about to say I don't really like this beer, and you guys know I like the citrusy beer, but then I drank a second drink and a third drink, so basically I cleaned my palate with the beer I was drinking, but I all of a sudden go, yes, I do like this. We got 1 minute to go, round robin. We'll start with Kirk. Which one was your favorite?
I'm just because of the name, I like number 2. What a juice bag.
Stop talking about Drew like that.
I know. I even pointed to him too. But anyway, no, thank you for bringing that in. Like I said, had that at his restaurant, and I like it. Over the IPA, I think I like the pale ale a little bit better here. This one, the Hot Mess, just a little bit too boozy tasting for me.
Yeah. How about you, Mr. Knutson? What's your favorite?
Well, I tell you what, I'm kind of the beer snob. I drink all over the spectrum. I love all styles of beers. I've got to give the Clusterfuchs the top
me too.
nod, just because I think it hits the style profile better than anything else. But I tell you what, if I was going to have a heavy steak, if we were going down to a steakhouse, James Kirk have a heavy steak, I'm going with the hot mess because I tell you what, you can blend food with beer really well. Double IPA, heavy meat goes really, really well.
Well, I'm going to go with the Fox Clusterfuchs as well, just because I wanted to say it one more time on this podcast. So next week on this show, if you don't know about Ragbri, most of our Iowa viewers know it's a big bike ride here in the great state of Iowa. And Kirk is going to go, and he's going to go sample some of the different beers that are going to be on Ragbri. You're a virgin.
I'm riding, too. Let's not forget that.
He's a Ragbri virgin. So this is your first time. So any plans?
I'm just doing the ride from Sigourney to Iowa City. So just one day, starting small. The bike riding is going to be fun, but I'm really looking forward to checking in on what kind of craft beers they have along the way. I know there's the Iowa Craft Beer Tent that many people are familiar with that specialize in serving Iowa craft beers along the way to all those Ragbri riders that
So you
are
look
going
for
to be
the
happy.
tent. So you look for the tent.
Look for the tent?
Look for the tent.
Is that what I need to do?
I would assume so. Hey, James, let's challenge our listeners. And I know the Iowa Craft Beer Crew, good friends of ours.
Absolutely. Love those guys.
They're going to be sharing this video. I hope you've watched this towards the end. Why don't you comment and give us some of your fun names?
Absolutely.
We just had 3, but you know what? There's so many fun beers out there with fun, quote, unquote, naughty beer names.
agree.
Share them, and we'll talk about them.
Comment below, and I love spending his money. I'll send out a $25 gift card to one lucky winner. We'll go ahead and draw one person out of all the comments. So, and do me a favor. Tell your friends about this Craft Beer Corner page. Share it, like it, and do all that because we're doing one thing and one thing only on the Craft Beer Corner. We're making beer drinking great again.